once got the teachers. We won't like go hard on them or say, no, we're just mentioning them because they were a highlight to us.
Me, I'd start by saying my favorite teacher in the whole world.
I know this.
In the whole world, like throughout my life, was in high school.
Yeah.
I will mention you because you are amazing, Mr. Macharia.
If you ever get to see this, you appreciate
Mr. Macharia was amazing. He taught us history. Thanks to you, I went into political science and international relations, and I don't regret it. Mr. Macharia was amazing. He was such a father. Taught like Abel Mutua gives stories. Like the way Abel is, that's how that's how Mr. Macharia was. He'd tell you a whole story, then after that he'd be like, you know who I'm talking about? And we're like, Nani?
That's amazing.
I hope you're doing well. I pray that one day you'll be a professor somewhere. You deserve it. You deserve all the good things.
I can't say like I had like a favorite teacher, but I'll just maybe appreciate our class teacher.
Yeah.
It's good.
Honor, she's making me look like the bad person.
No, I mean, how? Me? As in,
she's to a subject, you're choosing the one who cared for. Miss Cookie, she's the one who gave me a cut on day one.
Anyway, she was very motherly, and her being a class teacher, she was really, she took us from Form 1 all the way to Form 4. It was amazing, and she was my CRA teacher.
I also can't forget to mention my aunt, and she knew I was struggling in Swahili. Swahili.
Yeah.
She knew I was struggling. Sinilipelekwa hivi nakwambia.
Right in shaz.
And she would come into class, "Haya Chao tusome." I'm like, "Hey, I was just chilling." Alafu after that, "Haya Chao njoo." Maka she gave me an exercise book, a new one.
You write
every day. She'd come with, she's written an assignment for me. She'd give it to me and tell me by the end of the day, nimeteka umemaliza. I like to thank her because I did fail that subject. I did very well in Swahili.
Which is amazing. Swahili was difficult in high school, I think, for everyone.
Swahili was really difficult.
It was like kwani this language.
And it's weird, it's forced. You'd expect Coastarians to love Swahili, but it was hard.
It was hard for us.
Swahili was very hard. But yeah, so I really thank you for that.
Our teachers are generally amazing. We can't downgrade that. Yeah, they were amazing.
Even the chem one who used to let me sleep.
Oh, shout out to our chemistry teacher from 3.
By the way,
our chemistry
teachers, chem and math.
Yeah, our chem and math used to
shuffle a lot.
No, the one who used to be
or the math one. There's the one who had a round face and he was a bit dark. I forget his name. Yeah. He was really good in math.
And he was very passionate about what he was doing. He was really, math and chem was not easy for any high schooler. Of course, true, maybe for most of us. So you'd see he was really trying to.
And the weird thing is, I really loved math. I loved math. But chem, alafu sasa, most of the time it's the same teacher. So they never used to understand, like, what's your problem? Me, chem, by the way, tuliachana from 2.
2, yeah. Me too. From 2,
when they introduced mole concept, I'll never forget. Mole concept, that's why I left. I left the group chat and I never came back.
I remember very vividly, guys would balance the chemical. I'm just like, wow. Me, I'm just seeing fireworks. Wow, as in wow.
I used to sleep.
But thankfully, I think it's just a testimony that God helped us.
Maybe it's true. To be completely honest, I know for a fact
just God.
That it's God. For me, if not for God, I wouldn't have passed chem. Surprisingly, the night before our chem practicals, because that's what helped me. The night before the chem practicals, I was going through something, and then I got to a certain page, and then I had stop. So I said, okay, cool. This is what God wants me to read. Wacha tusome. Kusoma kwangu ni kukram. Wacha to cram. Sinili cram. I crammed the whole of it. Sasa time ya chem practicals, I have shaky hands.
Yeah, naturally.
Naturally, my hands shake. So when I'm sick, when I'm hungry, or when I'm nervous, it worsens. And when it worsens, it's like this, literally, like this. Mimi huyo pa nimevunja, sijui nilivunja nini. I did my practical without doing the practical. Because it was that page I had stop. So I just put the figures. A new birette. I'm just there. I'm looking
I
at it.
can't deal with this anymore.
If you ask me to put one drop, mine will probably be 3 or 4.
During my physics, Chao will always say, "But why did you choose physics?"
Me, but they,
why?
Sikuwahi uremya wa physics. You're the one who picked physics. Why are you crying?
Okay, for me, I remember very, very well. In Form 1 and 2, I loved physics. I loved physics with all my heart.
Even I loved Fic. Okay, because it had a lot of math.
I loved it.
But it got to a point I saw the threat.
You saw it from afar.
I saw it from I was like, where?
Okay, maybe the method of teaching was not suitable for most of us because it was more of like lecture. As in, I don't know what happened. So during my practical, I think I was not either feeling well or something was happening. But I just couldn't do it. So I remember the supervisor for that practical had to call my teacher. He actually came and connected the circuit for me, and then I had just to take the readings. So that is something that happened during the KCSE.
Physics.
There was a time I was convinced I'll do engineering.
Wow.
But there was a talk because at that time I think engineering firms or maybe these bodies were trying to get as many girls to do sciences and maybe like venture into engineering, so they would like have a talk or something. I remember there was a talk that happened in school and I was like, yes, this is it. This is what I do. I was like so pumped up. Okay, so for me, my combination was physics, theory, home science. And for you?
I did business and then I did
you did business history theory.
Yeah, I did business history theory.
You don't remember? It was okay. That's about subjects and teachers generally.
But they taught well.
Yeah.
They taught
for
well.
real. It was engaging. It was nice.
Yeah.
To have study groups for those who are keen enough to form them. You're noticing so and so is good at that, so you're like, oh,
God, I never did that. That's my problem.
No, you're okay.
See you.
We can't fail to mention CU because I think CU played a really important role, especially in our lives, because I think it was a very strong foundation. You know, high school, you're going through stuff. You're a teenager. It's like your formative years. So if you don't have a strong foundation, that's where things start to build. So for us, thankfully our administration let us have, we had services both for Protestants, for Catholics, for SDAs. We were free to
even
engage.
Muslims had their classes,
Even Muslims, yes. So for us, we had the service on Sundays and we would have
an evening service.
So in CU, the leaders would invite different youth groups to come. So I remember in Form 2, I was appointed the CU choir mistress. Because we're like, oh, she loves music. She's born again. Perfect combination. I was like, wow, okay. But that was amazing, And I loved music. And then now, pair it up to serving God. That was just amazing. And then our choir was dope. Our CU choir was dope. It was fun.
It took me a minute before I joined.
Yeah, I remember.
Quite frankly.
Yeah.
No, because I was serving in church.
Yeah.
I was serving in church, in teens church, because I've served in church all my life.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For some reason, I was a bit reserved in joining. Maybe it's because I have a people problem. But that didn't stop me from joining music. So it's a bit...
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something I never understood. It took me a while before I joined. But then after she became the choir mistress, I was like, I know that I am joining. That's when I joined.
But it was amazing. The practice sessions, the songs we'd sing, the way we were, it really fostered. We were really a one unit, and sometimes we were invited to go to the church where, there was a church nearby, so we'd go and minister there on Sundays, some Sundays. And then now after the service, the service, we had a routine. What was our routine on Sundays? Watching service.
After watching service,
we were watching something else.
We were watching. What was it called? This one that had Kina DJ Sadiq.
I think it's crossover.
Yeah.
I did just began. There was something that was there before, and then crossover now started that year. So after service, we watch crossover till 1.
Till 1. Then we have lunch. Then we'll sleep.
We used to like that Sunday nap, afternoon nap was mandatory. So when crossover just ends at 1, shoot, sisi tumeenda dorm, we sleep for 1 hour because we had afternoon prep from 2 to 4.
Which I slept.
Let me tell you.
Throughout.
Do you know how heavy afternoon naps are, especially after having ugali or whatever? No.
Yeah. What did we have for lunch? We had ugali and meat.
No, ugali and meat was
Sunday
on Saturday evening.
Sunday. No. We had something nice on Sunday because I remember.
No, Sunday we had rice and nyama.
Yeah, we had.
Yeah,
it was something nice because I remember very well. I was there in that queue, thunderously.
that queue.
Hey, that queue. Yeah. That's on Sunday. I can't forget.
So you're waking up from a very heavy nap, and then our watch lady would come and wake us up to lock the dorms. Come here too, and we'll just be like, Amuka. So Mimi, we'll just walk to class with heavy.
Like this.
I'll just get to my desk and just go on. I know. I remember my desk mate would be like, "Hey, Hannah, maybe my what was your nickname in high school? Did you have a nickname?"
I did. I was the queen of fun too. Yeah. Me, I was constantly fantasizing.
You remember those math and chem lessons, the double ones in the afternoon? Oh my God, girls we would just drift to fantasies. We just see someone awake, but they are not.
My house. I was there building
your house with your husband.
Yeah, I'm building my house with my husband, man.
So I remember for me, I was called Sleeping Beauty because Mimi, if I'd feel any ounce of sleep, I'd sleep. I remember my cube mother would just, she was the one who gave me that name because I'd tell her, "Oh, wake me up in the morning," and then you go wake me up. Me, I look at you and turn, and I'm asleep. I'm a very heavy sleeper.
No wonder this mama used to follow me in my dreams. You know, she has ever woken me up.
Me too. Do you know there was a time I'm just sleeping and you just hear a heavy nudge.
Oh, me,
she never slapped me. I just hear like. Do you know the horror of waking up to your principal on your face in the morning? Everyone has gone for prep and you're just there like what? Can you get up and...
What is the essence of waking kids up? Like they're supposed to have preps at 5 a.m. Explain to me.
We were to be fully dressed and in class at 5
a.m. Why?
I'm still not a morning person.
Why?
So I'd rather I used to extend a bit so that I'd study in the night, not in the morning.
Okay,
so mornings
was
so hard.
I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
I prefer if you want me to study, my perfect studying time is 2 a.m. But now you wake me up at 4. You have to
wake up early so that you shower, you prepare, and girls, we take our time. You can't just shower and all that. So we were in class at 5 a.m.
I don't like it. Kids are kids. Let them sleep until 6 a.m. Then from 6 to 7, they can do the prepping and all that, and maybe breakfast in between from 6:30 to 7.
And you go fully dressed.
And then at 7, you can have your preps at 7. Then at 8, have your assembly, and then after that, start your classes at 8:30. How is that a problem?
Every Kenyan
they've changed. Now we're being told you to do what?
Let me trace us back to the CU. I remember, so after, apart from the main services in the morning, we'd have BSs in the evenings on Sundays. And those BSs were really amazing.
Those were amazing. Those were my favorite.
Just before supper, because supper was 6 p.m. And then after, we watch news, which was compulsory.
Imagine watching news as compulsory?
Yeah, we used to watch.
And you watch standing?
But they were six, but they were so kidogo, so most of us would stand. Yeah, so from 4 to 6, you're just there. So, and then we had something called Sunday thing that was now on Sundays after news from 2 to 7:30 all the way to 9. Can you imagine? We had the freedom to have service till 2 to 9.
I loved that.
Which was really nice. We were we had people coming, people who do high school ministry would come in and they would share on topics, would pray, would sing.
But to be honest, one of the reasons why I really thank God for high school is because high school was my foundation of my spirituality. It was the foundation of my spirituality in this sense.
Yeah.
In primary, yes, we were serving. Yes, I was serving. Yes, I grew up in church. Yes, I got born again when I was very young. But I had this tendency of relying on my mom for prayers. When I went to high school, I realized, hey man, Dave, you're alone. You're alone. By the way, you have to pray. Like your mom is far away.
Yeah,
my mom is in Nairobi. Me, I'm there in Mombasa. I'm literally alone. That's why I was traumatized. Like throughout high school, I was just traumatized. I was constantly crying and praying. And I think that is why I came to be completely dependent and reliant on Christ. And to be completely honest, that was the peak of my spirituality.
Me too.
I used to have a very keen ear. I used to have very open eyes. Like I would directly hear God. I never lost anything. In high school, I never lost anything. One time someone stole sandals, my sandals.
Yeah, the ones that we wear now when you have changed.
I was so mad. I remember being so mad. And then I had no. So I said, okay, fine. I'll stop being mad. I'll try. So I took a walk. I decided, okay, when you get angry and you want to compose yourself, you take a walk or you drink water and made it like water. So my only option was taking a walk. So I took a walk. When I was walking past the dining hall, I had turned left. So I turned and I started walking. I walked straight into the dining hall. I had turned left again. I turned and then straight I saw this chick with my sandals. They had no name, they had no label. These were common sandals, like anyone could have
like
them.
the butter ones.
They were the butter ones. I saw them and I knew those are my shoes. And I went to her and I told her, excuse me, why are you wearing my shoes? Mark you, I am young, this is a Form 4 chick. I'm like, why are you wearing my shoes? And I asked so politely, because remember, I've taken my whole walk, so I'm no longer angry.
Down, yeah.
She looked at me and said, I'm sorry. Imagine alitoa tu mwenyewe. Akanipea.
That's it.
And that's it.
You had your
so
sandals
I never lost anything. So I usually remember that moment and how God guided
just
me.
Directed you.
Yeah, to the exact place where my sandals are.
Remember when I got into CU leadership, we used to have like meetings, prayers, and we sometimes would fast. That's when I really cultivated that's when I actually got to fast in knowledge and in understanding. Yeah. And I got to activate that, because we would fast like dry fast, and I would go and go on and go on, and we would pray. We'd had like mini keshas.
Yeah.
And then in the services that we used to have, we would worship, we would pray.
Amazing. I think
we were so genuine. You know that genuine hunger that is. We had genuine hunger for God.
It was so genuine.
It was so genuine.
We had
beautiful.
This in our church. We had these 21 days of fast.
Yeah.
So a couple of us used to meet with Kinamili.
Yeah.
And fast the full 21 days. And now you're in school.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard to fast when you're in school because it's January.
And then
but you used to do it together.
And it will be
and we'd meet in the evening and pray. Where are you, my people?
Do you know,
amazing.
High school was the prime time for my spirituality as well.
Yeah. So me, I believe that is the reason. If not for anything else, that is the reason why we went to that school, or me in particular, I went to that school.
True.
Because it was the least of the schools I'd think I'd ever go to. Because that's a mini metoka. I never even heard of that school. I came to hear of it when I'm there. But yeah,
you see, even for me, I was not called to the school. It was like a last minute. Oh, we have to find a school. Where? Because I was not called. We just ended up. I don't know. There was a connection somewhere through some people, and I was told, okay, you can come in because your marks are also okay. Just come. And I came in so late. It was like a last minute. Okay, just go to school.
Then I wasn't called to that school. I was called to another school here in Nairobi, and then my brother was like,
Nairobi
again? Hapo, Wendy. And that's how they found me that school. Anyway, all things work together for good, to be honest. You might think that the situation you're in is something that doesn't really make sense, so it's the dead end. Because I remember I used to cry every
why am I in a new town and
alone? Day I'm alone. Alafu nilikuwa na last born syndrome, and then everyone is not there. Like in my mind, I'd feel like watu yani wamenitupa tu wameniacha tu yani niende mbali.
And for me it was the opposite, because I was home. I was like 30 minutes out 30 minutes away from home. My parents would, if there was visiting, they would come, all of them. Oh, by the way, we need to mention about visiting. I would eat. Visiting was just an eating buffet.
It was an eating and a dressing competition.
Do you know? Okay, so for us, our parents would come in with whatever, like there was no restriction. So our parents would carry our
Extra
guardians
for supper.
Yeah, so my mom would cook food, and then my dad they'll come with bought food, like chipo, like chicken we bought. And then we would, at the end of it was practice for everyone in school. So our cubes will come together and we'll bring the food together and just sit down and
you have a combination of everything. Nakwambia the following
day you'd have a
stomach ache, but we didn't care because it was fun. Like you have a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little
and then
bit of
that
this.
Way for someone who was not able to like see the parents, we would just share everything we have. And then the next day we'd eat chapos for days because chapos were so common and there were many. So
everyone
would go and chapos.
My aunt used to bring me a lot of chapos. My goodness.
And the chapos would stay.
A whole hot pot full of pilau and chapos. I had like 12 or 15 chapos. Okay. God bless
so
her.
you are like,
Aunt Charlotte used to bring me a lot of chapos, like 15. I had so much chapos. I was just dashing chapos.
I remember my dad. I remember my dad would he would bring me Del Monte juice, like a lot. I'd have all flavors. And then he'll remember, give this to so and so, give this to so and so. Anyway, those are good times.
Those are amazing times. So the subjects, I really hope that this new curriculum will cover subjects that really matter,
or are drawing to your interests or to your strengths at least. But
this is a very long video.
Yeah, but if you stuck to this end, we are so grateful. Thank you for sticking to this end. And our high school journey has been amazing, and I thank God I was able to share high school with you.
I know it was easy.
It was so, and it was very worthwhile.
Yeah, it was. And I'm also grateful because, I mean, if I didn't go to that school, I wouldn't have met this amazing soul. Amazingness.
Amazingness. Thank you so much. So I'd love you to, if you've enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, like and share. We'd also want to know how your high school experience was like. If you can just comment down below, you know, if you want to shout out a particular teacher or just any comment that you have around your high school experience, please let us know. And if you want us to cover something very soon, if you have any topics that you want us to cover, please let us know and we'll cover them. Thank you for watching.
See you on the next video.
Bye.